Hey guys, welcome back to Backyard Florida. Today we are finally filling this raised garden bed that we just installed. And if you want to see the process of installing it and assembling it, you can click this link that I think might be here. Or maybe it's up there, I don't know. It's gonna be somewhere. And in the video description, I'll put the link of the video where we were building it and installing it in the garden area. So there are a lot of wrong ways to fill a raised garden bed. There are even more right ways. There's not one right way to do it. I follow something called Hugelkultur. A lot of people don't like it. A lot of people love it. I happen to like it. I haven't had problems with it yet. But it's essentially a German horticulture method that involves putting a layer of wood at the bottom of your garden bed that over a long period of time will decompose and sort of create a natural forest environment inside of your garden bed that's supposed to be really great for production over time. Now, I did all three of the big beds in the background that way, and I'm going to be doing this one here the same way that I did those, except in two of them in the back, we did it a very expensive way, and we did the top layer of mulchy kind of garden soil with individual pre-packaged bags, that's just so expensive. We actually ended up finding a cheaper way to get soil, and I really love it. And as you can tell, it's working really well. I've not been having any problems growing stuff. All right, so the first layer of all of my garden beds is cardboard. These are just Amazon boxes that I got over time because I have a problem, and so does my husband. So essentially what you want to do when you're putting cardboard in is to make sure that you're not keeping any tape in there. The whole point of the cardboard is that one, it decomposes over time as well, so it's environmentally friendly. It's a really good way to recycle any cardboard instead of sending it to the dump. It acts as a weed barrier to keep the grass from growing up. As you can see over here to the left, the grass does grow through the rocks. So the cardboard is going to act as another barrier to keep that from growing up into my garden bed. And on top of that, it'll allow water to be retained in the bed, but also not pool. One of the benefits of hugelkultur is its water retention properties that allow the beds to almost self-water after a while once everything starts mixing together and working right. And the cardboard is just another layer of organic matter that'll decompose and feed into that system. It doesn't have to be a perfect layer, but just enough to kind of cover the majority of it. I used several boxes and I just pulled off the tape and broke them apart and laid them around. Okay, so like I mentioned, the first layer is wood. I put some bigger logs on the bottom and I put smaller branches and twigs over top of that. It doesn't really matter how much wood you put in there. That's kind of up to you and how much you want to fill it. I don't like to put the wood too high in the bed, so I just do a nice thin layer. Pretty even. And also, like I said, not everyone loves hugelkultur, so some of the problems with putting wood at the bottom of your garden beds is that it can tie up nitrogen and you might have to add some into the soil to compensate for it. It takes a really long time for these beds to mature, but that's kind of okay because we're topping it with some good garden soil. It does require more space than a traditional garden bed. So if you're not doing raised beds or creating your own mounds, then you might not have enough space. And finally, it can attract fungi and pests, and to minimize this, you can avoid soft woods and ensure the bed is a proper size. Luckily, we have an abundance of hardwood on our property. We definitely don't have a shortage of wood. And there's always a tree that's losing some branches or about to lose some, so I just went ahead and cut up some of that and put it in the garden bed. All right, the next layer is organic matter. That's green stuff. We did brown, now we're doing green. This stuff is going to decompose and add nutrients to the soil. You can use whatever's green in your yard. I used grass clippings and whatever was left from picking my peanuts. If you're going to use grass clippings, just make sure that you leave them in there for a day or two so that way they die and you don't have any grass seeds growing through your soil. If you live in a place where there's a bunch of leaves falling, you can just rake up those leaves. I live in Florida, and so there's not a whole bunch of leaves falling right now. We have some, but most of the stuff in my yard is evergreen. So what I do is I just send my husband out to mow a little piece of the yard, and I go around and collect the grass clippings. Of course, with the green layer, you can put in as much as you want, especially because this will squish down a lot once you start adding dirt on top of it. I'm using this bed mostly for flowers and herbs, so I'm not too concerned about having like this bed be super good as far as Hugelkultur goes. So I just put in a little bit to keep it consistent. And the last layer is soil, some nice good garden mix. We were filling our beds up with individually packaged soil bags, but we realized that you can buy garden soil in bulk and it's way cheaper. This whole trailer full of dirt cost, I think, $50 or so, which is a steal considering how many individual bags we would have to buy to fill this garden bed. So if you're doing big raised garden beds, I definitely recommend checking around and seeing if you have anyone who sells garden soil in bulk. Now this stuff is a little mulchier. It's got some nice good compound dirt, but it's also, very mulchy. A lot of big chunks, but I love it and stuff grows really well out of it. I love that it drains super well and doesn't hold on to water. It rains a whole lot in Florida, so if I didn't have well draining soil, my garden would get really flooded and just hold on to way too much. Literally every single one of my beds is topped off with this garden soil. It's called compound soil, and it is doing really well. Everything grows super nicely in here. And that's how I fill my garden beds for about $50. Now I'm not quite done. I've got a lot more soil to shovel in here, but I'm losing daylight. So I wanted to go ahead and wrap this up. Hugelkultur isn't for everyone, but it works for me. And the important thing about gardening is finding stuff that works for you. I hope to have these beds for years to come, so I think that this is a method that will allow them to be productive for the future. But my arm is tired. I've got a lot of shoveling. I am glistening and sweating so much, and I want to get this done before the sun goes down, so I'm going to leave you there. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments, and also fill me in on how you fill your garden beds. Like, subscribe, and happy growing, y'all.